Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and I am the Director of Student Engagement at Education New Zealand, coming to you today from a beautiful part of New Zealand called Mount Maunganui. So today it is my pleasure to share with you a little bit about Education New Zealand's social media strategy and give you a bit of an overview of our channels, our audiences, and of course how you can leverage this in your own business and marketing. So I've got a very short presentation that we will kick off with. And I'll start by giving you sort of 5 reasons why we believe that social media is a great tool for supporting your business strategy. Number 1 is value for money, which we all know is really important. For a very low investment, you can get a great return from using social media in your marketing program. We all know that prospective students and their families are very high users of social media. And so for a small marketing dollar, you can reach that audience both cost effectively, but also targeting them very specifically, which is really helpful in getting the best out of your spend. Number 2 is relevance. Having a good community size will give your brand credibility. It means that when followers or potential prospective students come to your Facebook page, for example, and see that you've got a really good sized community, that shows that your brand is relevant, is high quality, and is someone that they can trust. Advocates, a really powerful tool for marketing, as we all know, is word of mouth, and having really loyal followers and great referrers for your brand is a really great asset to you. Reach. Social media is a great platform for being able to share really rich stories, and if you can create really engaging content, well, that gives your followers or your audience something that they can share with their followers, meaning that you reach a much wider group of friends, family, influencers through your stories. And number 5 is integration. So social media is a really great way to connect your content, your storytelling, with your digital platforms such as your website and your PR work. And social media becomes that connection point between them all, and the constant that a student or prospective student has right through the decision-making journey as they bounce around the different platforms, can follow what's happening with your brand on your social media channels. Giving you a really quick overview of Education New Zealand and our strategy. We have a very large community that are very positive and highly engaged, and total over 1 million followers across our different platforms. We support the student journey from dreaming right through to advocacy. So right at the beginning, thinking about where someone might like to study abroad, right through to choosing New Zealand, studying in New Zealand, and then of course being lifelong advocates for New Zealand. We're focused on a range of platforms. The largest of this is certainly Facebook, but also Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube are really strong global channels for us. And WeChat and Weibo in China are very strong channels as well. We take a global and a local approach to what we do. So we have a small team in Wellington who run our global content calendar and our global campaigns, but also work really effectively with our local teams to understand what's important to their local audiences, what topics or content will resonate, and therefore how we can work really hard to target those people with those stories. In terms of the competitor landscape, New Zealand is ranked number 1 in terms of both the size and the strength or the engagement of our social media. So for a very small country, that is a really large strength of ours to have a really strong voice and strong presence on social media, again, where our audience is. And very excitingly for us, in December 2018, so a few months ago, we launched our very first chatbot. So Tohu, the chatbot, is now live on Facebook Messenger and on our website inquiry form. And that means that any students that come and engage with us will talk to Tohu first. And whilst in its infancy, Tohu is amazing at handling those frequently asked questions and getting those conversations started. And at any time, students can opt in to speak with a human, one of our team, to work more sort of one-on-one with their questions. But a really great introduction to study in New Zealand, and a really great sort of help starter for getting people on that decision-making journey. So as I mentioned before, we've got a range of different platforms, and they each play a different role in that decision-making process for us. But Facebook, as mentioned, is sort of the constant that we have across all those different stages of the journey. In terms of India and what's important to you, we have 3 channels that are really strong for us in India. Facebook, certainly the largest there, with over 950,000 followers. Globally, that is. Twitter and Instagram too, both growing and are growing in importance for our audience. And our handles are below there for you to capture. If you aren't following any of those channels, please jump on and follow us and see what we're doing in and across those platforms. Having a really quick look at our audience demographics would be helpful, I think, to you in terms of understanding who it is that is following us and who it is that we're talking to, and therefore how that relates to you and your business. So in terms of gender, it's almost a 50-50 split, but with a slightly larger skew towards males. In terms of age range, very much in our target audience of 18 to 24-year-olds, with a larger group there growing of 25 to 34-year-olds. And then in terms of locations, good news for India, we have our largest followers on Facebook and Instagram from India, followed by Southeast Asia and those countries in second place. But yeah, certainly a huge number of Indian followers on our social media channels, so a really good place for you to be closely watching what's happening and being part of that conversation. Now, one of the programs that's really important to our social media strategy is called our Kiwi Ambassador Program. And this is where we work with real students who are currently studying in New Zealand. These are often scholarship students or students that Education New Zealand connects with in some way as they choose to study in New Zealand or partake in any of the activities we are running. And these students, while they're here in New Zealand, become a Kiwi Ambassador for 6 months for 1 semester, where they share with us a moment a week of their study adventure. That can be both inside the classroom or out, experiencing all that studying in New Zealand has to offer. And our Instagram channel is a really great way to see this in action. So our Instagram channel is 100% run by students, real students. We don't filter or edit their content at all. And they post really authentically what it's like to study in New Zealand. And that content, of course, is able to be shared by you on any of your platforms and is a really great resource for you to sort of see what it's like to study in here and the different experiences or insights that real students are having. And of course, our global campaigns, which social media plays a really powerful part in, are another great resource for you in terms of sharing on your social media channels. So we've just launched a campaign a couple of weeks ago called Future Skills. And this focuses on 3 PhD students who are all studying world-first research topics under the umbrella of sustainability. We've got 3 hero videos, which will all go live over the coming weeks on our Facebook pages, as well as a large number of polls, of blogs, of quotes, of other rich stories that help to bring this topic of future skills to life, focusing on the skills that you need in order to work towards future employment and future success in an ever-changing and ever-progressing world. So that's a really rich content campaign that we have gone live with. All of the content we post will send people through to the campaign landing page. Again, something that you can use in your marketing, which is live as we speak. Now, there's a couple of ways that we encourage you to use our social media channels in terms of leveraging our communities and also our digital platforms. First, if you're not following all of our Education New Zealand social media pages, we certainly recommend that you do. Specifically for content and campaign ideas, anything that we post, you are welcome to use, to edit, to be able to use for your own followers, and any ideas that you have from the work that we're doing, we're happy to talk more or to share those with you. You can certainly see firsthand what type of content students are engaging with or what types of questions they're asking. With a very large community following, it gives you a really good touch point into what students are interested in and what they want to know, and therefore how you can serve your own followers with similar content or similar answers to questions. We highly recommend that you cross-post any of our content to your social media pages, particularly with our Future Skills campaign, for example. You can post any of that content directly to your pages. And you can do that from our social media pages or from the Brand Lab, which I'll talk to you about shortly. Our ENZ blog, which you can find on our Study in New Zealand website, is a really powerful content platform, and that's filled with stories written again by real students of their experience here in New Zealand. And we certainly encourage you to link to that blog and post some of those stories on your pages because they have been really powerful and engaging types of content for us with our communities. Certainly encourage you to use our website, studyinNewzealand.govt.nz, as a destination to send your followers for more information. If students are asking about certain things like visas or work rights or scholarships or certain courses, then that is a great resource and destination to send people to for sort of more detailed information if needed. And then finally, why not develop your own Kiwi ambassadors? So if you have connections to current students that are studying in New Zealand that you could connect with and get them to create user-generated content for you, they can be your eyes on the ground and be able to share their experience with your followers and prospective students as a really, again, powerful way to show what it's like to study here in New Zealand. So just a couple of resources to finish with that you might be interested in. First of all, we have the Brand Lab, which I mentioned before. That's our online resource where we house all of our images, all of our videos, lots of tools and templates that you can download for free to use in your social media strategies. User-generated content, as I mentioned before, via our Instagram or our blog is, again, content that you can share and use. And very important is video content for social media, really rich type of content for engaging your followers. And we have a huge number of videos that we have filmed here in New Zealand, all available on the Brand Lab to you to download and use. And there's a great selection there of student stories, of alumni stories, and also teacher stories, which show a teacher's perspective on what it's like to study here in New Zealand. And you can download any of those assets from the Brand Lab. So I hope that has been helpful to you today. It's been so great to be able to talk to you about what we're doing on our social media channels. We absolutely would love to answer any questions you have. I know the team on the ground will be really happy to do that today, or to direct any of your questions back to us here in Wellington, and we would be happy to help. So we wish you all the very best for your marketing. We look forward to hearing your stories of success and being of assistance in any way that we can. Thank you so much.